Hey guys, what's going on? I hope you're having a wonderful day. If not, that sucks, alright? I'll have to do a cake flip, like and subscribe, or else Bigfoot is going to haunt you, okay? I don't know how the hell he's gonna haunt you, but he's gonna do that. And then he's gonna seduce your mother, and then she's gonna have 14 Bigfoot babies, and then you're gonna have them as stepbrothers and sisters. I don't want that, I don't think you want that, so like and subscribe. So this happened a while ago, sophomore year, alright? My friend and me, we played Xbox pretty much every single day, alright? My friend was lonely, alright? He's one of those guys that would post all those sad Bart Simpson edits and talk about how lonely he is, and post Juice WRLD edits talking about how sad and lonely he is. And I'll be honest, it kind of annoyed me. I'd kind of clown on him a little bit every once in a while. I'd be like, hey, do you know Owen? He's like, Owen who? I'm like, Owen A, alright? Get some kills. You suck, alright? I don't know what the hell you're doing over there, but you need to get your head out, alright? I want to win this ranked game. He's like, stop it, man. It's not funny. That's why you have a horrible hairline. I'm like, really? Dog, let's be honest, okay? You have no girls at all, and you post sad Bart Simpson edits with Juice WRLD and Lil Peep in the background, okay? I do not want to hear it. And then he'd get all upset, he'd be like, and he'd TK me. It was a whole ordeal, okay? That's a big word, especially for me. Anyway, eventually he talked about how lonely he was more and more, and he's like, you know, dog, I'm gonna try to find a girlfriend. I'm like, dog, no girl thinks you're attractive, alright? I can barely stand next to you. I have to, like, spray Axe right below my nose. Alright, I gotta do what firefighters do. Okay, I have to grab a little bit of that Mucinex or whatever that Vicks, put it underneath my nose so that way I'm like not having to smell all of his gross BO and his bad body odor. No, that's the exact same thing, but holy, I cannot talk. Anywho, alright, and eventually he found this really hot girl that goes to our school. Alright, she was an emo girl, the kind that would probably fill some water balloons and throw them at priests. Alright, and not just normal water balloons. I'm talking water balloons with pee inside of them. Alright, and I don't think she actually did that, but she does end up using those specific balloons. So he finds her, and she listens to a lot of punk rock. And my friend, he's not a big fan of punk rock, but he starts listening to her. Alright, he gets rid of pretty much his whole entire closet. Alright, it's looking like a hot topic in his closet. Because, you know, I'd go over, hang out with him. We'd play COD, or we'd play whatever, play Rainbow. And then I'd go home. But yeah, his room just started to change more and more and more. He'd get like Slipknot posters, he'd get Deftones concerts. I'm like, dog, name 4 Deftones songs. He's like, I don't know him yet. I'm still listening to him. She said that we can go hang out and listen to him later. I'm like, okay, what's her girlfriend's name? He's like, I'm just trying to think of what, like a fake name. Let's call her Mary. It's like, yeah, Mary. Mary, she's pretty cool. I really like her. I've never had a girl that liked me as much. I'm like, dog, do you not think she's just gonna love bomb you? Like, seriously, you don't smell very good. Your hygiene's horrible. When's the last time you took a shower? He's like, right before we went on a date with her. I was like, okay, so you and Mary went on a date. How was that? He's like, oh, it was pretty good. She asked me if I'm like cool with Satan. I was like, not really, but I can make it work for you. She's like, really? That was so sweet of you. So eventually Mary keeps on bringing up this Satan thing. Alright, she's a little bit of an odd fellow. Okay, not necessarily much of a smart fella. More of a creepy witch that would probably try to sacrifice him if she could. Anyway, she ends up bringing him into her house. He goes in, he's like, hey Mary, hi, nice to meet your parents. Oh, no, I just play video games most of the time. I don't really have any hobbies. Her parents are like, oh, that's cool. Do you have a job? He's like, no, I'm just trying to become a professional at CSGO. And his parents are like, oh, that's really cool. Have you made any money? He's like, no, I'm really bad at it, but I'm trying to go pro. So, you know, eventually they keep doing that more and more and more. And eventually he's like, how about you come to my house? She's like, okay, I'll go to your house. So let's call this kid Jason. Jason brings Mary over to his house. Mary shows up, and she's like, hi, nice to meet you. And her mom looks down and sees her necklace, alright? Guess what kind of necklace she's wearing? She's wearing not the good kind of crucifix, the upside down one. Her mom looks at her and she's like, do you like the devil? Or what's going on here? She's like, yeah, I really like him. He's done a lot in my life, you know. I don't think you'd understand, but he's a really good guy. And his mom's like, what are you talking about? He's a good guy. She's like, yeah, you know, sometimes he'll give me voices and he'll tell me to do things. He helps guide my life. She's like, okay, have you tried to sacrifice my son, or what's going on here? She's like, no, I can't believe you say that. I'm just kidding. I do believe in him, but you know, I'm not gonna sacrifice anybody. I haven't even sacrificed anything, which, you know, subtle foreshadowing. She ends up being like, okay, this is fun. They eat dinner. He drives her home. She's like, oh, that was a fun day. It's like, yeah, my mom doesn't like you much, but that's okay. I still really love you. And Mary's like, oh, I love you too. And, you know, once they say that, it's kind of hard to separate them. Especially when, you know, two fully developed, mentally, very sophisticated 16-year-olds are talking with each other. You know, because it takes a lot to fully understand that you love somebody and not because they just give you attention. Alright? Anyway, eventually she's like, I don't like you playing video games anymore. He's like, oh, but I really like them. I'm trying to become professional at it. She's like, yeah, but listen, I think it's kind of lame. Alright? He's like, no, I really do like playing video games, Mary. It's my passion. She's like, listen, Jason, I'm done. It's me or the video game. She's like, well, you know, I'm tired of using my body pillow, so I'm gonna have to pick you. He doesn't actually say that, but he does pick her over the video games. So she's like, well, you know, what would be a really nice gesture if you bought me this specific necklace. I don't know why I can't say specific or specific. I don't know why I can't say that. It doesn't sound right. Anyway, he ends up looking at her and he's like, yeah, I can buy you that. She's like, but it's like $5,000. She's like, that's okay. You said to stop playing video games. I'll sell all my stuff in this game. And so if you don't know what CSGO is, there's a bunch of skins, alright? And they're basically NFTs. Some of the NFTs are worth probably $2 now. But CSGO, all of their skins have kept up to market value for the most part. Right? Like I sold my skin. I almost lost a shit ton of money. I didn't, but I was close. Anyway, he sells all of his skins. A week later, he's like, hey, it's almost our 2-month anniversary. I got you this. And so he gives her a $5,000 necklace. Which, if you don't know how much $5,000 is, especially to a 16-year-old, that's a shit ton of money, okay? And this kid loved his CSGO skins, okay? He gambled so much money. Like, his inventory probably worth $5,500. I think he kept, like, some of his guns because, like, they didn't sell in a week. Because, I don't know, some of them he's probably asking people to spend a lot more than what they're actually worth. Anyway, he ends up selling them. She's like, thank you, I love you so much. 1 week later, she brings up, like, the worst argument. She's like, hey, would you love me if I'm a worm? He's like, I don't think so. I'm sorry. He hasn't ever talked to a girl before, so he doesn't know how to answer this. She's like, wait, you wouldn't love me forever? He's like, nah, I'd probably accidentally step on you. And she starts crying. And it's not her real crying, but she's fake crying, okay? Because she does not want to hear this. Alright? She's setting him up for failure. She wants to get out of this relationship. So, 2 days later, they break up. He breaks up with her saying, I'm sorry, I just think we're too emotionally connected right now. I just want to take a break. So she's like, okay, yeah, I think I want to talk to other people. And he's like, what? You want to talk to other people? She's like, yeah, there's this one guy that I really like. He's like, oh, okay. And he didn't have any roster, okay? It was just him and her. They were girlfriend and boyfriend, alright? There were 4 lifers, okay? If he went to jail, she was going to jail, alright? It was just about to be like Wolf of Wall Street. He was going to start selling G Fuel to minors. She was going to go to jail with him, alright? I don't know why I chose G Fuel, but I did. Anyway, the next day, she shows up to his house at 12 a.m. or whatever the hell, 12 at night, okay? Has balloons filled with pee, throws them at his window, okay? And he had one of those window blockers where it was the, you know how some windows make it so you can't, like, fall through? They have the little outside part that has, like, that weird material that absorbs smell. He had one of those, alright? So all this pee splatters all over it. And he opens up his window. He's like, why would you do that? She yells, I hate you. He ends up texting her on Snapchat, adds her back. She says, I'm really sorry I did that, but do you want to get back with me? I really love you. She's like, fine, just don't do that again. They get back together, alright? And they just keep on arguing nonstop. At first, the relationship was kind of cool. She made him stop playing video games, and that's like, okay, maybe he should grow up a little bit. But video games, if that's something you truly love, it's not necessarily a waste of time. They do that. And eventually, the relationship keeps getting more and more toxic. Alright, she eventually is like, I'm going to post some bad pictures of you. He's like, please don't. She does it anyway. She posts like the most diabolically looking pictures of him, alright? He looks horrible in all these pictures, alright? Completely horrible. It shows off his double chin, when he had a unibrow before he fixed it. It shows off the worst angles, the most embarrassing pictures, alright? Obviously, he's fully clothed in all of them. But then they take a break. She knocks on his window, like throws rocks at it. And he's like, can you take me back? He's like, fine, this is the last time I'll take you back, though. I'm tired of you doing this. So, guess what she does? She likes arguing with him. So, she makes a TikTok song, like a little short audio, about how she loves him and she hates him. And it's horrible, okay? They're finally kind of back together. Things are looking good for another week. They're talking to each other. And then all of a sudden, the girl asks, hey, can we go on a date? He's like, okay, I guess we can go on a date if you really want to. She's like, yes, I'd love to go on a date. I'd love to do nothing more than that. She's like, okay, what do you want to do? He's like, how about we go mushroom hunting and we go look around the woods? He's like, okay. And so he goes to pick up Mary, and Jason's he's a little bit on at ease, all right? Because she comes in and she has a bag. A plastic bag that smells not very good, right? And he's like, why is it so... What's in that bag? She's like, I'll tell you once we get to the forest. He's like, okay. He's thinking maybe she's going to try to stab him. He doesn't know what's going on because, toxic relationship. They've been going on and off. And so eventually they show up to the forest. And it's this kind of clear campground area. She starts a fire, which... I'm kind of surprised that she could make a fire, especially when it was rainy, okay? Because Jason told me this whole entire description of how it was kind of rainy outside, like the day before. He tried to help make a fire. He couldn't do it. And then she just walked over and lit it up pretty fast. So, and then eventually she draws a circle in the ground with like, I think she had a little beach shovel. Like, those ones the kids make little sand castles with? She had one of those. She makes a circle, and then she grabs a couple candles, and she puts them around the circle, lights them with the fire that's in the middle. It's like a little campfire in the middle. Lights the candles. Grabs a squirrel out of her bag with a little knife. Or not a knife, sorry, it's like a little razor blade. He looks at that, he's like, what the hell are you doing? Mary, what are you doing? She's like, I'm going to sacrifice a squirrel. And you have to put your finger inside of its stomach to gut it to show how much I mean to you. He looked at her and was like, that's enough. I'm leaving. He hopped in her car, drove off, and this was like a 15-minute drive, alright? It's like a 15-minute drive away from her house, so probably like an hour and a half walk. He drives. He doesn't hear much about her. She adds him back, sends him a video of she sends a video of her and her stepbrother making cookies, alright? Anyway, he ends up saying, why the hell would you send that? He blocks her, and then I think she moves. I don't know what the hell happened. He doesn't know what happened to her. But anyway, I hope you're having a wonderful day. If not, that sucks. Like and subscribe, or else a hot emo girl will come kidnap you and make you sacrifice a squirrel. Alright, and guess what? Sandy Cheeks does not want to be in that.
Yeah. My dad used to say, whatever is whatever. Never may be never, but it's ever.